Now, normally I have a funny, intro for you guys to start off these videos, but I'm really upset about yesterday. I had to watch Julius Randle play like, what, 10 minutes in the game for one of the worst drafted teams I've ever seen in NBA draft, all-star draft ever, even though it's been, what, 4 years? It was bad, man. Everyone has played against that guy that, you knew if you make him the captain, he's going to only draft his friends. Kevin Durant's that guy. LeBron James, on the other hand, drafted to win. And of course, our boy Julius Randle got the short end of the stick and had to be on the friend team. And then Obi Toppin, I have nothing else to say. Run the intro. What's going on, CK Crew? It's your boy CK2K here. Welcome back to another video. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Do not forget to like this video. Guys, please go over and show some love to my other channels. Links are in the description below. Check out CK Hoop's new video on its way this week, as well as other videos over on CK TV. Go support your boy. And go show some love to my boys Alex and John over on the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast. I was on the episode yesterday, right after the All-Star game. Link for that will also be in the description below. Shout out to them. That was a lot of fun. It was a long recording and I'm so sorry for that, but we had a lot of fun on the show. Go check that out. Show them some love and also follow them on Twitter. Now let's talk about yesterday. I was planning on coming on here with a little itty bitty update on what happened in the All-Star Day festivities yesterday. We got Julius Randle in the skills challenge. We had Obi Toppin in the slam dunk contest, and then we had Julius Randle again in the big game. So I thought we'd have a little bit of a, little update on what was going on. Obviously, I'm rooting for my Knicks in all of the events, but at the same time, I knew in each event they were up against some stiff competition. When it comes to Julius Randle in his contest, I knew, with guys like Chris Paul and Luka Doncic in the competition, it would have been a hard one for him.
There's no way that
Luka about to lose, right?
Luka's not gonna lose to him.
All right. Luka about to miss the pass. There we go.
Second pass. Third. Okay. Dunk that, CB. He missed the layup 1 year. Oh, again, he missed it again.
Yep, those players. Not Vucevic or Sabonis. And then we move on to the three-point contest, which was probably the best part of the entire night, even including the big game. And like I said, I was upset with this game to begin with because of the trash drafting done by Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant did what Kevin Durant does, and that is he made sure that he put all of his bestest of best friends on one team and then anybody else on that same team without getting the best players available on his team. That being said, I appreciate the respect that you gave Julius Randle, but I'm also pissed off that you put Julius Randle on your trash drafted team. Very upset about it. But I digress. We have to go to the three-point contest, which was great. No Knicks in that one. We could have had... No, I'm not... Let me not... Frank, I'm sorry. Let me stop. But it was great. I did go with Steph Curry because I even tweeted. I'm like, look, I was going to come up with some witty pick, but that'd be stupid to pick somebody when Steph Curry is just right there. So yeah, three-point contest happened. It was great. It was dramatic. Michael Conley set the table. First of all, Michael Conley, shout out to you. Last minute replacement going in there for Devin Booker. Went in there, completely stole the show. Put the pressure on Steph Curry where he only beat you by 1 point. It was a well-done competition. I feel like every year in a year where the three-point ball has become so important in the NBA, the three-point competition becomes more and more enticing every season. This one was another one for the books, for sure. But then we got into the same All-Star game, which I was just not very excited about. I mean, that's not true. I was excited about it. I love All-Star Weekend. I told you guys that in the last video. And I really am a fan of All-Star Weekend. But at the same time, seeing how this team was drafted by Kevin Durant, my hopes weren't high. LeBron James had all on one team. He had Giannis Antetokounmpo, himself, Steph Curry, Damian Lillard. I can keep going. Do you really need me to keep going? He had literally all the best players at their position. He had the 1A and 1B at the point guard position on his team. He had the 1A and the 1B at the forward position, arguably. I mean, Kevin Durant was out there, but he didn't play. And, and then it was the Brooklyn Nets over there for Team Durant and our boy Julius Randle trying to make it work. It just was a rough overall game where literally Team LeBron stole the show, won all the charity for their charity. Shout out out to LeBron James and Team LeBron giving money, you know, literally every quarter, as well as the big pool of money that comes if you get to the goal amount that they're going for, which was 170 in this game. So shout out to Team LeBron getting the money for their organization, and shout out to the NBA for giving love to HBCUs. I love that so much. It was really dope. They did a very good job representing it, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that part of the All-Star Weekend. But the part I did not enjoy was the highway robbery that was manufactured for my boy Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin came into this one hated already off the top. There was some seed that was planted by Kenny Smith. I'm not even gonna call you by your stupid nickname because you don't deserve your nickname. And days after I complimented you, days after I genuinely like Kenny Smith on TNT up until yesterday on All-Star Weekend. I just showed you some love. I loved when he was going in doing some color commentary when Grant Hill couldn't be there for the Pelicans and Heat game. I thought he did a good job with that. He was interesting. He kept the conversation moving. It was great. And then now, a few days later, he doesn't know the history about the team that he's supposed to be so connected with. Are you that hurt because we went with David Fizdale over you? Are you that hurt that we decided to turn you down? We were looking for a front office job? That's all I got. You just asked to not be invited back to New York after that. Anyway, I digress. Get to the damn dunk contest. Like I said, Obi Toppin was hated from the jump, okay? For whatever reason, Obi Toppin was getting no love, and he was probably let me not say the best option, the most likely option for the dunk contest, being that he was somebody that was actually, even though it's not a lot of minutes, he was somebody that was getting minutes in the league outside of Anthony Simons. He's someone else, but at the same time, Anthony Simons does not dunk in game time situations. Mind you, he is somebody that can get up, but that's it. Anthony Simons is just a guy with boosties. That's about all it is. Cassius Stanley was expecting to go out there and surprise the world, but after that first dunk, which was okay, it was not terrible. I think that it could have gone a little bit more than it got a 45. I think it got a 46. I think that would have been fine. Yes, I'm giving it one more point, but it was solid. Cassius Stanley, but at the same time, I feel like but at the same time, you know, that second dunk, he sold himself, so that was on his own. But then for the commentators to, what the hell was that? But then for the commentators to just be so obnoxiously terrible during Obi Toppin's time. Obi Toppin clearly had the best dunk of the first round. I don't care if Anthony Simons had a ball at the 12-inch mark or whatever the case may be. All he did was go up there and rim grazer it. What am I expecting him to do more? Maybe just add some more excitement to it. Do it and go down and yell or something like that. Like I'm a fan of smooth players. My favorite basketball player of all time is Tracy McGrady, and I'm gonna get to that in a second. Anthony Simons out there having the nerve to wear a Tracy McGrady jersey and not even doing the dunk correctly. Like it just there was no sell on it. But at the same time, it just wasn't a big deal. At least Dwight Howard, when he put the stupid sticker up on the thing, he sold it. When Gerald Green blew out a candle on the top of them, he sold it. Like there were those little gimmicky dunks. At least they sold them, and that's why they became the dunks that they were. This could have been so much more, but you did nothing with it, and I thought it was a whack dunk. I'm sorry, it just was whack. Obi Toppin, biased, unbiased, had the best dunk of the contest because it was something that was original. It was the way that he went from one side behind his back, bounced off, picked it up, and dunked it. It was original. It was original. I think a 48 was a bit low, but I think anywhere between 40 and 50 was good for that first dunk. It was original. Obi Toppin had one of the better dunks that night with that dunk. All biases aside, I don't care. Also, too, I want to mention that they all finished their dunks in the first try in the first round, so that's good for them. Good stuff. But at the same time, then they go into the second dunks, and Obi Toppin drops, you know, he does his dunk that was probably really dope, really cool moment, dunks over his all-star and dunks over his pops in a cool moment where, yes, it took him 2 tries, but it still was probably one of the more fun dunks of the night. It was one of the more memorable dunks of the night. It was just a whack dunk contest, and then we get to the last dunk where he had an idea for a dunk. He didn't get there all the way. He blew a kiss to the rim. Cool, I guess, like, but it's one thing to blow a kiss to the rim and then completely flinch after dunk. I don't know. It just, the execution is just weird, and how could you win a dunk off of an idea? Okay, now mind you, yes, Obi Toppin's last dunk wasn't unique. It was something we've seen before, but at the same time, at least it was sold. So I just, between those last 2 dunks, Obi Toppin slightly had the better dunk of the 2. Both of them were dunks, but at the same time, at least Obi Toppin's just was more eye-catching than what stupid Anthony Simons did. I just wasn't a fan of it. Even Anthony Simons' ex-teammate had the words of the night, and something I can agree by. His ex-teammate, our own RJ Barrett, he tweeted out, someone who doesn't tweet very regularly, he tweeted out, "I'm still rocking with Obi." Enough about that. Obi Toppin, you were snubbed. Julius Randle didn't really get too much burn in the game. First time All-Star, even though Zach LaVine got a lot of burn, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, That's my assessment of yesterday night. They did a good job with the, with the showmanship and the selling of HBCUs and, representing HBCUs and whatnot. That was phenomenal, fantastic. But as far as the actual festivities themselves, the skills challenge was weird because they had 2 players with buys. Didn't like that. That was whack. The 3-point contest was probably flawless. Not much you can really do with that there. Luckily, it was really cool to see some of the all-stars, if not all the all-stars, going in there and participating in that. Really dope for that. Steph Curry, who was somebody who got out of the contest here a few years ago, decided to come back in it because they needed shooters. Thought that was fantastic. It was really good, and that's what made for a good contest. You get the best of the best in the shooting contest, they'll do it. The dunk contest, didn't like it. It was too short, too rushed. I didn't like it. The game, I'm still a fan of the idea of the All-Star game itself. I'm a fan of the draft and all that stuff. I still love the the quarter system and going to charities. I love that whole entire concept, but man, did Kevin Durant ruin that game. He drafted so terribly where it ruined the game because it was just already lopsided from just the get-go. And you could talk about Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons not being there. It would have been the same either way. I don't think it would have been much different. It's just, I don't know. I'm not a fan of the whole drafting your friends thing. And, there's probably a chance we're probably going to get these 2 captains again next year. So hopefully Kevin Durant learns from his mistakes and we can get another good All-Star game. But I don't know. I think Kevin Durant ruined the game ultimately for me, and it just was a bad altogether. Anyways, let me know your thoughts about last night's festivities. Do you guys think I'm wrong in Obi Toppin being snubbed for the dunk contest? Do you guys agree with me? What were you guys' thoughts about the skills challenge, even though I didn't talk about it much because, well, I don't want to celebrate who won it. That's that simple. That's the reason why I'm not talking about it. But let me know your thoughts about yesterday's game in the comments below. But I will not let it gloss over. Shout out again to Julius Randle, our all-star. It was really nice to see him out there smiling amongst his peers, amongst guys that he probably could have played with, but he decided to be really unselfish and let the others. I mean, it's his first one. He's just trying to, fit in and do his thing. And I just love Julius Randle. Shout out to Julius Randle, man. I have to give all the love to him. Really happy to see him in the game. It was really nice to see us represented by somebody who, really loves the organization, loves to be a part of the thing. And he went in there and did his thing, even though he didn't really do much scoring-wise, rebounding and assisting, blah, blah, blah. It was still really dope to see him in the game. Definitely was warranted, definitely was deserved, and it was nice. So, shout out to Julius Randle on this. I was going to talk about more Knicks stuff. I think I'm just going to save it for tomorrow's video. I was going to talk about, the second half of the season. But this one, I'm just keeping on the All-Star game. I went on long enough about this, and I really want to hear what you guys have to say about it in the comments below. Was it robbery? What's your thoughts about the whole entire thing? Let me know everything in the comments below. But tune in tomorrow for tomorrow's video, where we will talk about the second half of the season and what to expect. All right, it's been your boy CK. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Do not forget to like this video. And also, guys, like I said, subscribe to the other channels. Go check out Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast by my boys Alex and John. All those links will be in the description below. I'll catch you guys next time. Enjoy the All-Star break. I know there's no basketball, but I'll see you guys with a new video tomorrow. You know the deal. I'm out of here. Let's get it. Catch you guys next week. Peace.
Feeling like I won the lotto. Always taking trips with a new chick, asking where the time goes. And I wonder if this is all I'll know.